Thank you for joining me for some more Skyrim with Requiem, playing through as my Illusionist mage. And my goal for this next couple of locations is to gather up a few more Stones of Berenziah located in various mage hideouts. And there's a couple of different purposes of this. One is I just want to be pushing ahead on the No Stone Unturned quest and hopefully finding some good loot along the way. But more long term, I want to be leveling up my restoration spell a little bit further and also seeing if I can handle Felglow Keep, which is coming up pretty soon. So Hobs Cave is first on the list. I haven't done this in a long time. I just know there's necromancers inside, so that can be kind of a mess sometimes, especially if necromancers start resurrecting each other and things like that. But I'm hoping that by playing through this kind of carefully, I'll be able to get through it. And I think this is also a good opportunity to use some Sunfire and get working on my restoration skill a little bit. And that was intended to be me pulling out my crossbow to get this necromancer. And yeah, we can already see the kind of annoying fact of fighting necromancers is that they raise dead absolutely everything. So I think here my best move is going to be to put down some traps so that when they come around the corner, well, or just use it like a straight up destruction spell. And wow, that one ice bolt thing did a ton of damage to me. I'm gonna wait a second for my health to restore and maybe shift around my gear a little bit. I think I'll put on my frost resist amulet and Nightweaver's band. Necromancer's amulet not so good when you're hoping to regenerate a little bit. And I'm not wildly optimistic about the kind of gear I'm likely to find here. I just really want to get through without dying a bunch. And I don't recall exactly where the Stone of Berenziah is, but I'm guessing quite a bit deeper in.
You can't hide from me.
And I'm going to keep laying down some runes. And I can see the necromancer back there. And yeah, I need to stay very, very far away from that. Okay, those, whatever those are called, the glacial vortex or what have you, is like instant death if it hits me. But was able to dodge around it. And maybe I should try going invisible. I'm not super optimistic that I'll be able to fully avoid the mages here, but maybe it's worth a try. See this necromage coming to investigate, and maybe I can just get away with a sneak attack here. Either that or she's gonna run into my rune, but that doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. just on the lookout for whatever potentially useful loot I can find. And just pulling out the crossbow to hopefully get a sneak attack off on anything that's up ahead. I can see a skeleton, which that's not very dangerous. Something spotted me. And I want to get myself some cover in case something comes around the corner there. And probably just drink a potion. I think I'll try another invisibility here so that I can hopefully catch this. Assuming there's mages up there, catch them by surprise. Okay, so 2 mages. Going in with a crossbow is not going to be all that great because there's a good chance that one just resurrects the other, but maybe I can kill them both at the same time with 1 rune. And there's a skeleton, which I have to be at least a little bit aware of. Okay, that went pretty well. I can see something else is aggroed onto me, but I'm not sure what it is or where it is. So I'm just going to loot these guys real quick and then get myself to a better position. Okay, so it looks like I've avoided whatever it was that's up there. I think that's a skill book. Now just to locate the Stone of Berenziah. Don't think that's it. It is what it is. Always happy to take some extra soul gems. Running very, very low on bolts. Which I know I've got more stashed somewhere, but it won't help a lot if I run out in the middle of this cave. I guess to be really cautious, I could be going invisible here. And that looks like a room where there might be something a little more dangerous, so I think I will do that. I see one guy up there. Three. I really want to get them all at once. Maybe if I can put one down on that guy and then one right in the middle of these other 2. And slow motion. Okay. Wow, that was really close. And I guess killing the necromancer also caused her spell to disappear. Otherwise, I was pretty dead there, I think. Now to break an adept lock. Pantea's flute. I guess that saves me a step later if I want to do stuff for the Bard's College. Now all that's left really is to find where the Stone of Berenziah is hidden, and then I think I'll be on my way. So it's in this, looks like there's an alchemy area that I first missed down here where I think this is where the stone is located. And there we are. So that's Hobs Cave complete, and then we'll be on to our next zone. Next up, we are outside of Ansilvund, off to the side between Windhelm and Riften. And while this isn't primarily populated by mages, I guess it'd be more accurately called a Draugr dungeon. Uh-oh, no crossbow bolts. This could get interesting. But anyway, the boss and a bunch of other stuff along the way are mages, and that's good enough for me. Or, I guess, I don't know if I missed or if he resisted that. Chances are I missed, because I don't think anything really is effective at resisting the sheer power of the hibernation nightmare combo. Anyway, that opens up our avenue to go on inside of Ansilvund. So I did go back to my hideout to pick up a few more bolts so that I've at least got the option of using the crossbow as I go about clearing through here. Because it's been a while since I actually last did this, and I have only a loose memory of what kind of enemies are inside, but I know that a few of them are going to be necromancers. And it's a nice opportunity to level up the restoration magic a little bit. And I think I will actually put on my restoration gear here so that it's not going to drain my magic quite so badly when I want to kill these Draugr. So here I can see the oil on the ground and the lamp, and obviously I'm supposed to use that to try and kill these guys, but I'm not all that confident that's going to work, so I think I'll take a different approach instead. And we get to pick up a restoration level. I was really hoping that would be a one-shot on this mage. Maybe a wolf can finish the job. Okay, at the very least he distracted him, so that's good enough for me. Staff of Revenants, that's seems potentially very useful. Staff of Chain Lightning also seems very useful. Yikes, that was pretty close. I guess I need to wait a second for that to wear off. And looks like the Draugr's doing push-ups. Great. So I can tell that there's some other stuff that's aggroed up here, so I want to get back around this corner. Looks like the Draugr set off the rock trap, so that's all great. And I can tell there's a big clump of enemies up here ahead. I'm not sure if invisibility is going to be good enough here, but it seems at least worth a try. know there's more coming around the corner, so I gotta trap this doorway real quick. Okay. That ended up being a very good decision. Now I just need to pop a potion and I think I'm good to go. I can see some stairs leading up that way, but I assume that all the necromancers already aggroed.
I am Lua Alskaven. Who are you to disrupt my work? Begone, or I will add you to my army of the dead.
Very intimidating. Can't see where stuff is very well
Rise
here.
from your graves to defeat this worm.
Okay, they've risen from their graves, but they don't seem to have spotted me. So I think I'll just try and stealth through here. And that was a little surprising, the crushing trap. But I think if you're crouched, it doesn't actually kill you. I could be wrong on that, and I just got off of it in time, but I guess I'll just count my blessings and push forward. I'm fine with a Draugr. I think I'll open this chest first, though. I'll just blast this guy with some restoration magic. No need to get too fancy. Always happy to be picking up some soul gems. So there's a tripwire here which maybe can be used to my advantage, assuming I'm smart enough to have them trigger it and not myself. And I'm really not eager to fight this flame Atronach. But I'm even less eager to fight the Conjurer, so I think the play here, I can see there's something that sets off a trap here. And I wonder if the trap will kill the Conjurer for me. Probably not. So I guess I kill the Conjurer, and then I'll use some ice runes to kill the Frost Atronach. Didn't really count on the Draugr aggro. Next section of Ansilvund. And I think, I'm not sure why I'm detected. Something must have spotted me as I was leaving that previous area. That looks a lot like a trap. And I think with my sneak perks I won't set off anything too obvious, but no. I'm a little low on lockpicks, but I think I'll give this a shot. And I'm assuming that chain I just pulled has something to do with the traps. Maybe it turns them off. You can see some fire trap up there. I think I'll just try and go invisible and get past the Draugr that way. haven't spotted me yet. Flame Trap is actually doing a lot of work for me, so that's nice. And a level in Sneak and a level up. Great. Okay, so obviously I need to find a key to get through that part. There we go. And with any luck, I can sneak away and not have
I
to
shall
fight
have
those.
vengeance for the death of my husband.
That's
Rise!
that is not luck. I think it's safe to say. That's 4 Draugr down there. Well, no situation too dangerous to keep me away from some decent loot. Okay, so that's one. Here we go. I'm just going to close this behind me. I'm not sure if that will actually keep out Draugr, but it seems worth a shot. And I'm just going to... I know I could kill those guys with Restoration, but I don't think there's any particular reason to do it. This guy, on the other hand, seems like a pretty attractive target for some Restoration training. Yikes. That doesn't do as much damage as some of the other frost spells I've been hit by, but it's still pretty painful. And I'm not sure if I don't even have a frost necklace on. Wow. I do think that I need to put on, I probably need to put on my frost necklace though. Okay, something is looking to come through that door. Maybe I've got time to get some lightning and traps down before I go through it. And okay, so it sounds like it's a Draugr, which is not going to be very affected by my lightning runes, but worth a try. If it's just the guys down there, I'm not all that worried. I'm just going to get a little bit of cover here in case he's got a shout. And I can see that the Draugr helpfully revealed where the swinging door trap is. Yeah. And I think I'm immune to setting those off myself because of the sneak skill perk, but I think it's still worthy of a quick save. And yeah, kind of cool layout of this dungeon, how you go up a couple of levels and then walk across these catwalks. Pretty neat, I like it. And it seems likely there's going to be some very high-level necromancer boss.
I could not raise him, but I will raise an army to avenge his defilement.
I can't see where the enemies in there are, but I'm just going to retreat across this bridge for now, because it's so dark in there. And based on the mod settings I have, I just can't really see anything. And that's just an easy way to get blindsided by some Draugr and die. And if nothing else, I'm happy to use a few restoration spells. Yeah, I always thought that the sneak perk, making it so that you don't trigger trap plates was kind of useless because those are pretty easy to avoid anyway, but in a place like this where it's almost impossible to avoid, it's actually really handy. So it seems like I can't let the Draugr get up on that bridge because then they activate the flame areas and then those become impossible for me to get through, so I think I'll just sneak through it instead.
I could not raise him, but I will raise an army to avenge his defilement.
Wait for these guys to walk past. I just don't want to bump into him. Alright. Let's get out of here. Now that I've chosen a sneak option, I'm pretty much committed to going forward in a stealthy way, because otherwise I'll get backed into a corner by the guys I already went past, but I think I'm fine with that.
They burned his body.
So there's our
It should have been
objective.
returned to me. You will not.
And I know she's summoning something mean, and I think I just want to get her with a double rune. That should have worked, but it didn't. Okay. Whew. Good thing that was only a disarm shout, which, while annoying, is not that big of a deal. Although I do need to find back my crossbow. But that's the end of our quest, basically.
Now we can rest in peace once again. Come, Fury, my love.
Take this without gratitude.
And Ghost Flame is a really cool item. I really like the fact that it has 0 weight, which means it's basically free to carry around as a backup weapon, which is super handy. Very pleased with that. And I know there's got to be more loot around here somewhere. Necklace of Peerless Alchemy, that's an awesome find. Since I'm not taking any alchemy perks, that'll be really helpful. And Staff of the Storm Atronach, excellent. Staff of Mass Harmony, the Storm Atronach is really good. And I'll probably disenchant the helmet after I clear out my stash a little bit. And then we're on to our next area. So I'm making my way over toward Sunderstone Gorge now in the Falkreath Hold area. And a dragon showed up that I have no real intention of fighting. Not really geared for that at the moment. So, but it did slow my progress a little bit. Anyway, right after the last cave, I hit level 31, then I went back and did some crafting to get a better dwarven crossbow, put a nice new enchant on it. So now I'm actually pretty close to leveling up again, and my illusion spells are pretty close to hitting level 65 where I'll be able to take another perk there. I dropped a couple perks into restoration, so now I have a decent level of arcane ward spell, which I am hopeful will be good against these mages in the event that I get into a head-to-head fight with them. And Sunderstone Gorge I did not terribly long ago, and I remember that there's both a very high density of mages in a pretty small space, as well as some pretty nasty traps. But here we are outside the cave. I'm not sure if there's a guard out here or not. But in we go. Oh, and there's our guard. And it looks like everyone's kind of spooked by the dragon. Not having any escapees here. And, okay, with that, now we're into the cave. So I'm not sure how practical it will be to try and stealth through a lot of this, just because the density of enemies is pretty high, but it seems at least worth a shot.
Here we go.
Here we go. And I know there's a handful of skeletons that are in this little area that are worth being aware of. And a trap here, which I would like to not set off. I'm not even sure if I will set it off. Yeah. So that's handy. Maybe it'll be useful against something else. A little underwhelming there, but what are you gonna do? Let's stick that on one and put down a couple of traps on this corner. So I'm more interested in killing mages with these traps than I am in killing skeletons. Yeah, fire mages I have no intention of having a fair fight against. I will take some health potions though. Okay. So there's a skeever over here who I think I'll just take out on the chance it might alert some of the other enemies if I leave it around. And I'm not sure what it was that killed these mages up here, because I don't think it was me. But we've got a necromage down. And whatever guy this is. Bound sword, I guess I'm happy to have that. Let's break a lock. Getting lots of value out of that second tier lockpicking perk. And this area might be a little tricky. Oh, let's hotkey our nice new dwarven crossbow of ice. You can see there's two mages up here. I'm pretty confident that with the plus 32 frost damage on this thing, it should be one-shotting them without much trouble. Yeah. But I'm a little concerned if I pop around that corner, I'm just going to get hit with a fire spell in the face, so let's try with a dart first instead. Maybe not the most elegant solution, but it definitely worked. Expert Robes of Conjuration, that's actually, well, for me, pretty useless because I have no intention of using anything more advanced in Conjuration than my little dog, but still not a bad find. Fire Salts I'm thrilled with, because that'll let me craft more dwarven gear. Ouch. Eat a few of the shots from that, but it's fine. Take down a potion, and then I think this is a spot I want to save. And somewhere up here is the Stone of Berenziah that I'm looking for, but I'm not exactly sure where. But I think I do want to cast a inaudible invisibility spell. Not the best timing since now I have to break it, but if memory serves, this last room can be a little hard. I can see one flame atronach. That's actually kind of cool. But I think the way to do this is to get both of them at once with lightning runes. So let's give that a shot. And for the flame atronach, I need to be fast and get out an ice rune. Got him. Staff of Fireballs, I guess I'm happy to have that. Lots of potions, another Staff of Fireballs, Expert Robes of Destruction. We get our Fire Salts from the Flame Atronach. Some kind of a word wall thing here. Big fan of Fire Breath. And there's our unusual gem, which was the reason we came in here in the first place. But let's just break into this chest and see if there's anything else that's really good. Some glass armor, a glass war axe, which I would be thrilled about if I was a little heavier on the melee, some poison, and a big chunk of gold. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Please do hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment if you have any suggestions on the type of videos you'd like to see in the future. I'll be continuing this series for a good long while, and I'll see you soon.